And there we go.
We ready to get started? Cool.
Hello.
Yes, be good.
Okay. Hello, my name is Michael Burley, and I'm the Assistant Community Manager for Connect 313. Thanks for joining today's community conversation. We have packed an agenda with exciting information and updates. For those who don't know, Connect 313 was created to be a city-wide effort to help bridge the digital divide in Detroit, with community at the center of everything. The partners who came together to make this possible are the City of Detroit, Microsoft, United Way for Southeastern Michigan, and Rocket Companies. For today's agenda, we will hear a few members' spotlights from Dell Southwest Solutions and Focus Hope. Then you'll hear some exciting updates from the Connect 313 team. Then you'll learn about a few community opportunities. If you have any questions, put them in the chat and our team will answer them right away. Now we will hear from Anthony Price and Tara Natras from Dell.
You got it. Thank you, Michael. I always tell people it rhymes with mattress, right? That's the easiest way to remember it. So you got it. Well done. And we are happy to be here as one of the spotlights today. So Anthony and I are going to be talking with you about some of the work that Dell does more broadly in supporting communities. And then we're going to get very specific into a couple of resources that we think might be of interest to the group. So thank you so much for having us. I am Tara Natras, as Michael did such an awesome job of introducing me. And I am an education strategist with the Dell team. So I get to work with schools and districts and communities on a wide variety of projects, often having to do with strategic planning, things like digital literacy, like we're going to talk about today, access when talking about devices and broadband, et cetera. So I'm happy to be here with Anthony Price, who is going to kick things off for our team and talk a little bit about our areas of focus. And then we're going to share some information on a couple of programs. So Anthony, I will turn it over to you, and Jordan, we can go down to the intro slides if you would like.
Awesome. Thanks, Tara, for the introduction. And I just also have to say, great job, Michael. It takes a lot to start off the meeting, and kudos to you on your great presentation skills as well. So I want to be like you when I grow up, for sure. But in addition to what Tara mentioned, I have the pleasure of working with Tara as well, but I am also a community impact advisor here at Dell Technologies. And one of my responsibilities, and I briefly, is to really support communities like the city of Detroit and really help organizations that are on the ground doing amazing work. And today we're just going to talk a little bit about our priorities and some of our programs that you may be interested in. So Jordan, thank you in advance for your help and also advancing us through the slide deck. But really at Dell Technologies, we are really focused on creating technologies that drive human progress. And we believe this starts from the top down. And we realize this is not just a business imperative for us, particularly, it's also a part of who we are as a company, particularly the 160,000 individuals worldwide. And moving on to our next slide, taking everything that we've learned from nearly 4 decades, we remain focused on how we, along with our customers, our partners, and suppliers, have a profound impact on society and the planet. And specifically, we're thinking about how are we going to do that within the next 10 years. And within our roadmap on making the greatest societal impact by 2030, we are working to transform lives by tackling society's most urgent issues. And one of our moonshot goals, as you can see on our slide deck here, is transforming lives is really to leverage our technology and size to advance health, education, economic opportunity initiatives that really deliver enduring results for 1 billion people. So very aspirational on our end. Next slide. And so over the next 10 years, we realize technology will be a driving force in advancing humanity. We really believe that by making that power available to communities across the world, including the city of Detroit and the greater Detroit region, we can all move forward together. And some of our goals include helping 50% of girls, women, and underrepresented groups, helping 1,000 nonprofits digitally transform, supporting 75% of our team members as they also participate in volunteer and giving opportunities. And so I'll turn over to Tara to talk about some of our digital skill programs. Tara?
Thanks, Anthony. So when people think about Dell, right, first thing that comes to mind when I ask that question is usually, well, devices. You sell laptops and desktops, right? And that's true. We do a lot more than that. And so Anthony was talking a little bit about our goals to transform lives. We do that in a lot of ways, and we have a lot of different resources and programs that can be of benefit to communities. This slide captures a few of those things. We do a lot of work around consulting. So my role, as you see here, is to support schools, districts, communities in their work at absolutely no cost to them. We also focus on credentials and certifications for students. So thinking about what are some of the things that they need as they're getting into their post-secondary experiences, whether that is college, career. I always talk about the 4 E's: education, employment, enlistment, or the word that I cannot say correctly, entrepreneurship. I always add an extra R, even though there is not one. Digital inclusion, innovative programs, and community partnerships. And we're going to talk today just about 2 of those innovative programs. I wish we had hours to talk to you about all of these, but we are going to talk about a couple of programs very specifically related to digital inclusion. One being digital skills for a global society, which is really about digital literacy skills, and the other one being Girls Who Game. So Jordan, if you go to the next slide, we have some specifics on both of those programs. Girls Who Game was a program that was developed about 3 years ago with Microsoft and Intel, actually in Canada, so not too far for you all, to our neighbors to the north, and has since really taken over North America. And we have programs across the US as well as Canada. And I'll talk specifically about that program in a little bit, but actually want to start with the Get Digital Skills work. This program was developed, and these resources were developed really to support our students, our educators, and our community members and caregivers. And we intentionally say caregivers, knowing that that could be parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles, staff at the Boys and Girls Club, at local churches, at the YMCA, right, at a variety of nonprofits who are helping students and children really navigate the digital space, right, and having the digital literacy skills to do that. And so we really want to make sure, if you can go to the next slide, that we are addressing go ahead to the next one too, I'll drop the link in the chat, that we are giving people a variety of entry points to get into those conversations and to really think about what are the things that are strengths for me when I think about digital literacy, and what are those areas that I maybe want to grow in and know more about. And so when we talk about digital literacy, we're actually talking about 6 different areas when we think about being digitally literate. And so if you can go ahead to the next slide, we're thinking about how we locate information, right? Effectively searching, how we evaluate that information, how we interpret information. All of those things are based on consumption, right? And how we engage with the information that's out there. The bottom 3 are then about how I create as opposed to consume. So how do I express my ideas? How do I communicate with others? And then how do I navigate the technology ecosystem? How do I know, okay, I just did this search on Amazon for this product and now they're recommending 6 other ones. Why is that? Right? And understanding that tech ecosystem. So I actually want to show you this website. I dropped the link in the chat, and I'm going to ask if I can take over screen sharing for just a couple of minutes, because I want to show you these resources. I think it's most helpful when we're actually able to show them. So this is the site, and the site is really intended to do a couple of different things. It is intended to provide a questionnaire for me as an individual to be able to assess where am I with my digital literacy skills, and that could be student, educator, or caregiver, as I referenced. And then to provide resources to strengthen those areas where I want to know more. And so if you go to the website, you'll see some of the information I just shared about the 6 areas. There's a lot of background on here as well. We partnered with ISTE to build this, so there are some references to them. But you can begin your digital journey and go in and start the questionnaire. So you indicate, are you a student, an educator, or a caregiver? I'm a caregiver, let's get started. I am a caregiver of a 3.5-year-old, as well as lots of others. And so if I'd like to take the questionnaire, I go in, I get started. And there are, within those 6 buckets, different questions where I can evaluate my level of familiarity with these things, right? Or do I do these things? It's basically like any other questionnaire survey. I go through and I select my responses. It does take about 20 minutes or so. The student version is intended to really be for middle and high school students because, as you can see, they're pretty wordy, right? So you have to have some literacy skills and your reading skills there to get that. So we say middle and high school students. You go through, and then based on your responses, it will provide you with differentiated resources. So I'm not going to go through and take the whole thing because the 20 minutes would be our whole time today. So I'm just going to cheat and go to the view all of the resources, which anyone else can do at any point. The resources are then again divided by who the representative is. If I had taken the questionnaire all the way through and I needed some support with locating content, these 2 resources that are the getting started resources would have popped up as my initial ones. And then there's a little sentence that says, and if you want to go deeper, click here. Because we don't want to overwhelm people with, hey, you want support with locating content, here are 57 resources, right? It's overwhelming. So here are 2, and if you want to do more, go ahead through them. So you can see evaluating sources has a lot more. The getting started are kind of the foundational resources, and then the other ones take you more deeply. So if I'm a caregiver and I really am thinking about how to support a healthy entertainment diet, here are the resources I can reference. If I'm working to support digital learning or support online safety and privacy, which is a really big deal, making sure that we have the resources available to do that. So this is the first kind of piece to this work where we can grow as individuals simply by taking it. So if you haven't taken this before, go ahead and take the questionnaire, see where you fall. We did also put together modules. So if you wanted to work, let's say you gave this questionnaire to parents of high school students within a particular high school area, they all take the survey and realize, oh, we need to have some opportunities to provide training for families on how to support a healthy entertainment diet. We have built out modules with slide decks and facilitator notes and agendas for sessions that people could facilitate in person or virtually or in a blended environment to teach parents, caregivers, et cetera, these particular areas related to digital literacy. The last thing I'll say about this is that we have also partnered with Bright Bites, which is an organization that often does a lot of surveys. If you wanted to do this questionnaire with a community group or with, let's say, those high school students, we want to give it to all the high school students across Detroit Public Schools. We can do that and then get the aggregated results. So then you can see, okay, across our high school students across the city, our kids actually do a really good job of locating content. They're struggling with evaluating that source. Like, is this a real source, right? Or am I getting misinformation here? How do I know? And so we can also get aggregated results to see patterns and trends across various groups if there are organizations that would want to do that. So I'm going to pause there. I don't see any questions in the chat, but I just want to give people a minute if you have any questions around that particular resource. And thank you, Jordan, for letting me screen share. That was helpful. Okay, so that's one resource. So as we talk about, we have devices, we're working on devices, we're working on broadband, then it's the, okay, so what do we do now that we have all of these resources in place? Do we have the digital literacy skills needed to help us move the work forward? And this is one of the resources to do that. So if you have any questions around this, feel free to reach out, drop things in the chat. I'm now going to transition us to talk a little bit about Girls Who Game, which is another one of our programs. And I will put the link into the chat here so that you have it. And you can also pull some of the resources for that. Oh, I met Jordan. Is it okay if I share my screen one more time to show a quick video for Girls Who Game? This will do a better job than me talking to you about it. I want you to hear from our students. Sorry, you also had already turned me off, so I didn't mess things up. Thank you. Optimize for video. Right. So these are our Girls Who Game rock stars. This is Katina, who is on our team and actually was one of the founders of the program up in Canada. Go full screen. Here we go.
These names of STEM superstars and rock stars, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, they're all men. We need to get some women up there so that girls can have some STEM rock stars to look up to. So we created Girls Who Game, which is an extracurricular club. The vehicle for gaming that we use is Minecraft Education Edition. So the girls have the opportunity to work within their girl community, solve real-world problems that are authentic.
They also have an opportunity to work together with STEM mentors. They have a chance to meet these ladies, learn from these ladies, and hear about what they do in their careers and their roles, and it gives them a chance to see opportunities that perhaps they would never see before. The Girls Who Game program was in partnership with the Ontario Science Centre. The Science Centre scientists charged the girls with making changes and innovating existing exhibits so that girls their age and their families would be engaged and want to come to the Science Centre. When they finished, they were very excited to share it with their senior mentors. They had a chance to show the scientists what they had built, and the girls were feeling very proud.
So these girls with the skills that they have now can actually see, hey, I could do something with this.
If you can see it, you can be it. And these girls are seeing women in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And I believe this is changing their thinking of who they could be in the future.
Having a mentor was important because they were someone with a lot of experience with technology that could help you if you were stuck or had questions.
My mentor's advice helped me so much. We had meetings once or twice a week, and we talked about how I was doing and would give me some tips and tricks.
I communicated with my mentor by Zoom. We started talking what difficulties I had so she can help me.
They almost became my friends, and I really enjoyed that because they almost pushed me to do some more stuff. They helped us think more. They helped us collaborate and socialize.
I believe that this mentorship programs give these girls a little push saying we can help one another.
The way that they could take control of their ideas, their creativity, and their learning. It was amazing to watch.
They were able to overcome their challenges and learn so much.
To see women holding these roles and having this type of positions, I hope it inspires them to pursue these as they grow up.
All right. So that tells you a little bit about our Girls Who Game program. It was developed for 4th through 8th grade girls, knowing that we still have a lot of underrepresentation in STEM fields from women. And so we also know that by high school, students are already making a lot of decisions about what they want to do, what they're thinking about for careers, what courses they're going to take in high school. And so our goal really is to catch them early, which is why 4th through 8th grade. As you heard in that video, the program is built, it's usually an after school program. We also implement it during the day because we know that there are sometimes access issues for after school programs. If we do programs during the school day when all students are present, we make sure that we are capturing them all. And so we sometimes do it during the day. It runs from 8 to 12 weeks and students are engaged in authentic problem solving. You saw the example in the video. We're also working with Jefferson County Public Schools, and they have a partnership with the hospital and the Children's Hospital. So their Minecraft activity was building out some of the areas of the hospital to make them more welcoming and inclusive for students. We're working with Cobb County in Georgia, right outside of Atlanta, and they have we're working with the Atlanta Aquarium for their project, and they're building out an exhibit for the Atlanta Aquarium that is inclusive and also sustainable. So thinking about what are some of the needs of the community, and then having the girls within the program problem solve around it. So we do have, if you want to go 2 slides down, Jordan, had 211 clubs with over 2,000 girls this past fall. I didn't have the spring numbers, but across multiple states, Detroit Public Schools does have schools participating in the program. And we're going to be launching a couple of other ones in Michigan for the next fall, the fall of 2022. How is it 2022 already? But are continuing to grow the program. And if you want to go on to the next slide, as I was saying, it's really focused on this girl-centric ecosystem, authentic applications, and mentorship. So we do provide the curriculum resources so teachers can pick it up and implement the program. We provide the professional learning for them. So if people are not comfortable with Minecraft or not comfortable with project-based learning, we will provide that professional learning. And then one of the major strengths of the program is the mentors. So we have reached across Dell, Microsoft, Intel, and other industry partners to have mentors for all of the students who are a part of the program. And so it allows for them to, as you heard in the video, if you can see it, you can be it, right? To see themselves and learn about women in STEM careers and the various pathways that they took to get there. And so this is another piece that helps to build out digital literacy while also thinking about global competencies, communication, collaboration, etc. And so those are just 2 of the multiple resources that I shared earlier on kind of that rainbow slide that may be of interest. We'd be happy to talk about others. And as we think about how to engage and work together, Anthony's going to talk a little bit about our community impact and engagement work. So I'll monitor the chat. If you have any questions, feel free to add them, and I am happy to respond. So Anthony, I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, Tara. And I know we're approaching the end of our time of the conversation, but I really wanted just to take a few minutes just to talk about our engagement and impact at Dell Technologies and how I can help, particularly nonprofit organizations that are working on the ground. And so really, our engagement impact is rooted on a community-based approach. And we're really interested and passionate about addressing the complex social problems and maximizing impact by partnering with the meaningful organizations that are on the ground. And so as a community impact advisor, I'm here to help guide those opportunities that Dell Technologies can help with your digital transformation efforts, specifically identifying ways that we can provide technological support, hands-on and skill-based volunteering, and other areas of support that you may need. And so transitioning to the next slide, whatever your project needs are, I love to connect, and Tara and I would love to connect and help And should you have any digital inclusion efforts that you're working on right now, I would recommend submitting a request online on our digital inclusion request form, and I can put that link in the chat at some point of our conversation. But if you also have an idea that you just want to start pitching or just sharing, I'd love to have a conversation about that, how we can help support the greater community. And you're more than welcome to send me an email at community.impact@dell.com. But on behalf of Tara and I just want to thank Connect 313, the city of Detroit, and all of you just for allowing us to talk about some of the opportunities that we look forward to partnering and figuring out how we can make an impact together. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Jordan. We will turn it over to you for the next agenda item unless there are any questions, and I'll keep checking the chat. So thank you for the time this afternoon, and feel free to reach out with any questions or comments after today's meeting as well.
Fantastic. Thank you both.
Jordan, I just want to say something. Thank you so much to Anthony and Tara for joining us today. We will absolutely make these resources available on our website and also in our follow-up documents that go out at the end of this meeting. We'll be sure to include their contact information. So if there's anyone who wants to reach out personally to Dell regarding these resources, you can do that. Once again, thank you guys so much. All right, thanks, Jordan.
Fantastic. And with that, we'd like to hand it over to Caitlin from Southwest Solutions to talk a little bit about their program as well.
Thank you so much, Jordan, and thank you to Connect 313 for inviting me to talk. Before I jump into this flyer with the Grow with Google information, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Learning Lab and what we do in Southwest Detroit. So again, my name is Caitlin. I'm the manager of the Adult Learning Labs through Southwest Economic Solutions, and we provide literacy, GED preparation, and English language instruction for adult learners 18 and plus. We are located in Southwest Detroit across from beautiful Clark Park. It's a really lovely space. And right now we're offering both hybrid and in-person instruction. We have a computer, a laptop lending program. We also integrate our programming with our workforce development department. So we provide workforce training programs for students who want to go into skilled trades. And then we also work with folks if they want to continue on to post-secondary once they complete their GED with us. So we have a lot of different educational opportunities. So if anybody on the call knows adult learners who want to enroll in our program, we certainly are looking to enroll year-round, and we have our next enrollment period starting in May. So please feel free to reach out to me directly in the chat or follow up with me after the meeting if you are interested. But today I really want to focus on two specific digital literacy training programs that we have available to Detroit residents. The first, right here on the flyer that you see on the screen, we are partnering with Google to provide an IT support certificate. This is a fantastic opportunity for anybody who's interested in working in IT support. This could include being a support specialist, a network administrator, and various levels of IT management. And what this is a 6-month training program that is online and self-paced. There's no college experience necessary, no previous IT experience necessary, and all of the modules are located on Coursera. So if you're familiar with Coursera, this is an online computer-based training program that has various certificates that you can take from all over the world. And Google has a specific series of trainings, and this is one of them. And what we're doing is we're partnering with Google to provide hands-on training for people who do need additional support to get through this program. It is a pretty vigorous program. It takes about 6 months on average for somebody to complete it. There are 5 total modules, and there are scholarships available through Google and through Coursera. So there's 2 different pathways for people to access financial aid, and I'm happy to help walk people through that process. This was a flyer that we were circulating the past couple of months. You can see that we had a free information session last week. But we are available to answer any questions you may have. I'm going to drop the updated flyer into the chat, and I'm hoping this is available to anybody who clicks on the link. So you should be able to click on that link, visit the new flyer, and give us a call if you have questions. Our number is on the flyer in the green box, and we're really happy to support you, if you're interested in moving forward with this type of career preparation. And the scholarships, Jordan, will be used specifically for the course cost. So on Coursera, this is a program that you would pay $40 a month. And for you to take it for 6 months, it's just under $300. So we would recommend that people apply for the scholarship either online through Coursera or contact me directly. And some qualified participants can also apply through us for a scholarship. Okay, great, David. I'm glad the link worked. Are there any questions from the audience about this specific IT support program? All right, so the second opportunity I wanted to share, I will also paste this into the chat. We have a weekly digital literacy training drop-in session at the Learning Lab every Thursday, 10:30 until noon. And this is where people can sign up. You can actually just drop in. You don't even have to register. You don't have to sign up. Our doors are open every Thursday, 10:30 to noon at the Learning Lab in Southwest Detroit. The link and all of the information is in the link in the chat. It's a Facebook event page. And what we provide is membership to North Star Digital Literacy. This is a training program that provides a variety of modules from basic computer skills to internet safety, how to use email, Microsoft Office, and then some other training modules like working with children, how to learn online. So if parents are interested in building their skills on helping their children with their online homework and their online programming. So people can drop in. It's completely free to Connect 313 members. So anybody who's in the 313 network, we're happy to waive the $25 registration fee, and people will be working on the computer with their self-paced learning modules, and staff are available to help troubleshoot and explain concepts if there's anything that comes up in the program that people need help with. So it's a really great opportunity for people to connect with our staff here. And then once you have a login to North Star, you can access that anywhere you have a computer and internet, so people can continue to log in at home and work on the modules at their own pace. And then we also offer a proctoring option. So if people want to come into the lab and take some of the certifications, we can proctor the tests, and then you receive a certificate that you can include on your LinkedIn profile, on your resume, and then to demonstrate to employers or other educational providers that you are competent in different areas, different modules. So this is also just a really good opportunity for people at all stages of their digital literacy skills. If they want to upskill and they're already comfortable on the computer, or if they're completely new and need to learn how to use the mouse, this would be a good drop-in program for you. So happy to take questions. And that is it from the Learning Lab. Thank you again, Connect 313, for the opportunity to present.
Thank you so much for that, Caitlin. And that is a fantastic resource. And we're really excited that you are making that available to Connect 313 members for free. That's very exciting. So we'll definitely make sure to share that information out after the meeting. And if folks have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat and we can, or use the Q&A feature on Zoom, and we can make sure we get you answers to those. And with that, I want to hand the mic off to Irene Turner from Focus Hope to talk a little bit about the cool work that they're doing.
Thank you so much, Jordan. And thank you, Connect 313, for inviting Focus Hope to share what it is that we do in our little part of the metropolitan Detroit area. Although we might be within a 100-block radius, we do have a mighty reach. We reach all the way across the metropolitan Detroit area and other parts of the state, and who knows, we could be national any minute now. Our programs did the best job, I think, of pivoting when the pandemic hit us to go from on-premise to remote. And a lot of organizations, a lot of schools were challenged just as we were, but because of the subject matter experts that we have delivering the training that we deliver in the workforce environment, we didn't miss a beat. We've been going through this whole going on 2.5 year time frame now, delivering what we consider premium workforce training. Can I have the next slide, please? And the next one. Most of our training programs are 15-week pathway programs, which means that as the adult learners progress through the programs, they are constantly collecting third-party industry recognized certifications. Our focus, our primary focus, is in the industrial manufacturing industry, information technologies, and logistics and transportation, which incorporate, depending on the program, CDL training. Digital literacy is offered throughout all of our pathway programs, as well as customer service certifications. We want to be very flexible in the skills we're developing for the students so that they can not only enter into the workforce, depending on the program that they go through, but they can also progress once they get that lucrative job that they're striving to get. IT readiness incorporates basic digital literacy, but it also incorporates communication, resume writing, interviewing skills. Some of our programs have apprenticeship as part of the program curriculum where they can graduate from the program and go into an apprenticeship role with a employer. And we have partner employers and partner funders who have been embracing our students once they come out of the program. Everything is not only employer sponsored, but it's also employer directed, in that we listen to the employers and make sure that our programs have the content that they're looking for in their workforce. Can we have the next slide, please? So as I mentioned, we have work readiness, which is that soft skill training and courseware to prepare people not only to acquire jobs, but to be good employees once they get the work position that they're going for. We offer individualized coaching in both social and financial skills so that once someone goes into the workforce, they know how to handle their personal money, and they can grow and benefit their family once they're acquiring that regular paycheck in that high-paying job or higher-paying job that they're going for. We do embrace new people coming into the workforce, people who are re-educating themselves for career change, and displaced workers. Our supportive services helps with removing any barriers that our adult learners might be facing as they go through school. And we also provide career placement opportunities. So job retention, career placement is a very crucial part of our overall program. And then one of the things that we're very proud of is, as I mentioned before, is the fact that we help our students get industry recognized third-party credentials in areas like customer service, where there's truck driving training incorporated into the program. There'll be we help students acquire CDL licensing. We have credentials in A+ certification for our technology programs. We have credentialing in our manufacturing programs. So those credentials not only attest to the fact that students have successfully completed the training, they also attest by a third party that they know and have acquired the information that they need to be good in the workplace. Can I have the next slide, please? The barriers that a lot of students face can range from anything from childcare, clothing, housing, transportation. Focus Hope has been around for a very long time, and we have a wide range of resources that, as an organization, our colleagues can tap into. So we encourage communication with the students, between the students and the colleagues that are facilitating their training and their experience, so that we can respond to any barriers that they might run into. In our job placement activities, we don't just create their resume for them. We make sure that they know how to manage their career by creating their own resumes, know how to interview. We have employers that come right into the virtual training sessions to talk to the students. And we have job clubs where we can share opportunities with the students. Next slide, please. Our Center for Working Families group, that team is phenomenal. They not only deliver the financial literacy training to every one of our cohorts, they also provide resources for students when they encounter barriers. So they are the ones that make sure that every student does not have to worry about minor things while they focus on their training and education. And we're preparing now, we're ramping up now for hopefully in the next few months to go into a totally hybrid environment. We found that we can manage the remote training piece, and as we know, there's not going to be a world where we're always in the classroom 100% all the time anymore. We've learned over these last 2 years that it does not have to be that way, and we have a wider reach when we can do things remotely with the students. We can offer a more flexible training schedule so that if they have to work while they learn, that can be a possibility. One of the things that we've done for those students who have been challenged with not having the technology to participate in the remote learning environment is we found tools and resources where they can participate in their training in a wide range of devices, computing devices. We tapped into programs like Connect 313 and other programs for the students could take advantage of some of the resources that are offered there for the internet and technology access. So there's, again, our goal is to, one, make sure that the students have a successful learning environment, and two, to make sure that they've got skills that they've developed by going through the training that will make them marketable in the employment market. Next slide, please. If anyone wants further information about our programs, anything, just visit this slide. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn. We are constantly publishing new opportunities through any of those social media sites. You can also get more information from our website if that's what you choose to do. Please feel free to reach out, talk to one of our workforce development and education specialists who will provide you with the information that you need to take your career to the next level. Were there any questions for me?
Thank you so much, Irene.
Thank you so much for inviting us.
Yeah, that was fantastic information about all the really cool work that Focus Hope is doing. With that, I want to pass the mic back to Autumn and Micah and Michael to give us some updates about what Connect 313 is up to right now. Sorry, my voice is leaving me.
Awesome. Thank you to all of our presenters today. We really want to make sure that we bring to all of you resources that are beneficial not only to your direct beneficiaries, but if you have people in your network who you feel will be supported by initiatives presented today, please make sure that you share their contact information. As stated before, a lot of this will be located on our website as well as in the follow-up documents that will happen after this meeting. If you want to become a Spotlight member, we do this every other month. You can reach out to info@connect313, submit your name and the project you're working on, and we'll make sure that the community knows about the great work that you're doing. Also, we will share it out to our 700 member roster through our newsletter and other emails that go out. So this is a very welcoming environment. We want to make sure that the ecosystem is well represented and supported there. I just want to give an update on a few things happening at the city. Last Wednesday, Joshua Edmonds and I hosted a informational meeting for our Detroit broadband plan, our internet plan, where we revealed that we will be investing $10 million into Hope Village to support a fiber to the home project, an open access network. So what that means is that the city of Detroit will be planting fiber into the ground. Absolutely, thank you so much. Intern 107. It was a great meeting. I love the fact that the community came out. Thank you for supporting if you were able to make it. Soon enough, we'll have some digital assets to share regarding the meeting. However, we really want to raise awareness around the work that we're doing in Hope Village to bring fiber to the home. Hope Village experienced a 45-day outage of internet and cellular services during the pandemic. And we were made aware after 45 days that this is what happened. And so we are taking our ARPA funding and investing $10 million to make sure that this never happens again. And so with this investment, it will allow for more competition into the city of Detroit. The city of Detroit will not be an internet service provider. We will just be building out the infrastructure that allows for multiple providers, which then will lower the cost for our residents. So if you have not, you can go on the city's website. If you search City of Detroit Digital Inclusion, who will be utilizing the fiber. It's fiber to the home. So we anticipate residents will be signing up for it. Businesses will have access to it. Yep, companies can absolutely access that fiber. And then also there may be some other use cases around mobility projects that we're looking at. So really moving Detroit into the future, really. Fiber is the future, is future proof. It's set to last over 100 years. And so we want to make sure that Detroiters get the best because they deserve the best. So if you have any additional questions around the fiber project, you can email me at autumn.evans@detroitmi.gov or edmondsj@detroitmi.gov. You can go to our City of Detroit website. If you search City of Detroit Digital Inclusion, you'll pull up a page and you can see our plan that we issued on that last Wednesday. So definitely want to just make everyone aware that we are addressing the access issue in this digital divide conversation. We believe that public funding should be used for public use and public investment. Absolutely, I can do that. So we really want to just make sure that the community is aware of what's going on, how we are taking our ARPA investments and really putting it to benefit the community. And like I said, this will really set Detroit up as a premier city, one where you can come and experience the internet and all the great things that it has to offer. So thank you so much for that. And I will pass it on to Q.
Hi, everyone. Off mute. I just wanted to take a second to highlight some things earlier. So you heard earlier, maybe from Caitlin, that she's waiving the fee for Connect 313 members. And you may be thinking, how do I become a Connect 313 member so I can take advantage of that? We have a membership portal on Join It. You can go to our website at connect313.org/membership, and you will see our page where we have a short video about why you should become a member, but there's also a link there to sign up as a member. Besides Caitlin's cool discount that she's offering for us, being a member has its benefits. When you become a member of Connect 313, you become a part of our leadership. You're a part of our community council, which means you have the ability to weigh in on suggestions and projects that we fund throughout the year. So you get to be inside those inside conversations. And also you'll be plugged in when there's things for like elections at the end of the year, when we find new committee chairs, and also when we're inquiring for new committees. So please take advantage of that and go to connect313.org/membership and join our new membership portal. You can let us know what you're interested in. Sorry, Michael the Younger is having this moment in the sun. And you can let us know a little bit more about you and why you're interested in the digital divide. And it's a great way to socialize and connect with other people in the space as well. So we hope, if you're not a member already, that you go there and sign up.
Awesome, thank you. Micah and Michael, medium Michael.
All right, so as many of you guys may or may not know, Connect 313 launched some neighborhood technology hubs in partnership with Brilliant Detroit last year. We are excited about expanding that program to create additional neighborhood technology hubs. So, what are tech hubs? Essentially computer labs in public spaces. So churches, community centers, any public space that people can convene in would be a great space to be utilized as a neighborhood tech hub. So our application link is now open. Our application portal is now open. The link is here on the screen. If you're part of the Connect 313 email list, you would have received an email about this today. So our ask is that you share this opportunity with your networks. Being part of our Neighborhood Technology Hub program, it does come with grant funding to stand up that Neighborhood Tech Hub space. So we're really, really excited about expanding this opportunity. If you guys have questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat and we will happily answer them. All right, so another very exciting opportunity that I would love to share is a partnership between Rocket Mortgage and the Detroit Tigers. So each time, and I'm not a sports person, so I gotta read my notes so I don't say it wrong. But anytime a home run is hit off the Rocket Mortgage foul pole, Connect 313 will earn $5,000. And a grand slam off the foul pole will trigger a donation of $20,000. So really great way for some additional funds to get in the door for Connect 313 to help support the expansion of the work that we're doing with our committees and partners. And a great way to make sure that you or your organization can tap into what those dollars will be is to submit suggestions to the Connect 313 portal. So if you know of ways that you wish to help bridge the digital divide in Detroit, let us know. We don't know everything, so let us know on connect313.org. All right, so a few exciting community opportunities. So TechTown is hosting a free email marketing workshop series to support small businesses with utilizing digital technology and email marketing for their businesses. You can register at the link on the screen here, and if we can, and I'll put it in the chat too once I open my computer back up. So very exciting opportunity. Also, Empower is hosting a Pathway Builders Breakfast to support their digital training program. To register for more information, reach out to Marletta Boyd. Her email address is on the screen here. And this is a fundraiser, so if you or your organization is interested in sponsoring, let Marletta know. And then lastly, I'll let Q share a little bit of information about everyone on Digital Literacy Train the Trainer program or opportunities. So Q, take it away.
Thank you, Micah, and middle Michael. All right. So the last training we're going to talk about is Everyone On. We are partnering with them to offer a digital literacy training capacity building training for people who want to train more people. So if you are part of an organization who offers digital literacy skills training, or you are at an institution or organization that wants to offer that, this training would be for you. So we have had quite a few signups. This is our last call. We want to see 30 organizations take advantage of this program. And the information that you're going to go through is, first of all, an assessment of digital literacy needs in your community and your organization. So we want to have a conversation with you as an org and as a person, so you can tell us what the needs are. And then followed by digital literacy training walkthrough. So they'll be covering Digital Star or North Star, sorry. And also the GCF Learn Free content. And then we'll be talking about how you apply that, how you make that digital literacy content applicable for your community that you're serving. So it's not just digital literacy skills for nothing, but it's digital literacy skills for, this is how you have to access MI Bridges, and now you have the base skill set for that. This is how you get to your online banking. So we really want to encourage you here to take advantage of that. And if you know someone else who could take advantage of it, please forward it to them. The more the merrier for this one.
All right, we are moving through this agenda very quickly today. We are efficient. So just want to share some upcoming meeting dates. Our community conversations and council meetings are bi-monthly, as you guys know. So next month on May 26th, we've got our council meeting, and then back in June, we've got our community conversation on the 23rd. So here are our upcoming dates. We've got community conversations in June, August, October, and December. Council meetings in May, July, September, and November. And you'll all receive emails if you're part of our e-blast list with reminders for each of those dates. So wanted to share some reminders for recommendations. So as I mentioned earlier, everyone has an opportunity to submit suggestions to Connect 313 to help bring programming or ideas to help bridge the digital divide here in Detroit. So as part of that process, each suggestion goes to the committee that is most relevant for the suggestion. Once that suggestion gets to the committee votes, and then the committee works to create a recommendation. And so for funding to be attached to or to be allocated for those recommendations, they have to go through a voting process. with either the Joint Assembly or the board of Connect 313, depending on the funding request. But before it even gets to there, we want to make sure that the community council, which is all of the members of Connect 313, that they have an opportunity to learn about that recommendation and to provide feedback. So our next council meeting is May 26th. And for any recommendations to get to the Joint Assembly or board for voting, we have to have all recommendations in the door by that time. So that being said, if you have suggestions, please submit them as soon as possible so that they can then get to the appropriate committee and then present it as a recommendation for the May 26th council meeting. All right, so thank you all for attending today's meeting. If you have any questions or concerns, email us info@connect313.org. Connect with us on social media. All our social handles are @Connect313. And for membership, suggestions, or any of the information that you learned about here today, visit us at connect313.org. Say bye. Michael doesn't want to say bye. He's nervous now. But thank you guys so much. If you have questions, our team will stay on to answer any questions that you guys may have.
Thank you all for joining.
Thank you.